Good morning. I am Day. DAA are my initials. I am in recovery from loss, grief, trauma, and addiction. With these daily affirmations, reflections, devotions, and meditations brought to you by DHB, Devotion, Health, and Beauty Recovery Network, walk with me on the recovery journey of hope, renewal, resilience, and self reflection. And remember that you are not alone. Fair use. Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. April 10th. Growing up. The essence of all growth is a willingness to change for the better and then an unremitting willingness to shoulder whatever responsibility this entails. As Bill sees it, page 115. Sometimes, when I've become willing to do what I should have been doing all along, I want praise and recognition. I don't realize that the more I'm willing to act differently, the more exciting my life is. The more I am willing to help others, the more rewards I receive. That's what practicing the principles means to me. Fun and benefits for me are in the willingness to do the actions, not to get immediate results. Being a little kinder, a little slower to anger, a little more loving makes my life better day by day. Courage to change one day at a time in Al Anon, April 10th. Having lived with alcoholism, many of us have come to think of ourselves as innocent victims of other people's abuse. It can be shocking to discover that we too have harmed others. Listing those we have harmed, step 8, becomes a discovery process in which a more realistic sense of responsibility can begin to develop. In my case, however, the problem was not in recognizing the harm I'd done, but in letting go of my exaggerated sense of responsibility. I thought that everyone I ever knew belonged on my list, especially those who were disappointed in me. For example, my parents are unhappy with the partner I have chosen. My sister wants me to pay off her debts. My kids wish I'd let them stay out all night without calling. As I thought about this step, I realized that I am not responsible for their unfulfilled desires. So when I revised my 8-step list, I needed to take names off. Today's reminder. Certainly, I make choices that harm others and call for making amends, but sometimes a choice that is right for me may be uncomfortable or even unacceptable to others. Other people's expectations are not my responsibility unless I have helped to create them. I can remind myself that conflict is part of life. There is a quote, and it reads, "With this step, we sort out our part, taking responsibility for our actions, but also releasing ourselves from the burden of falsely held responsibilities." And the quote is from In All Our Affairs. Just for today, Daily Meditations for Recovering Addicts, April 10th. Too busy. We must use what we learn or we will lose it, no matter how long we have been clean. Basic text, page 85. After putting some clean time together, some of us have a tendency to forget what our most important priority is. Once a week or less, we say, "I've got to get to a meeting tonight. It's been ... We've been caught up in other things important for sure, but no more so than our continued participation in Narcotics Anonymous. It happens gradually. We get jobs. We reunite with our families. We're raising children. The dog is sick. Or we're going to school at night. The house needs to be cleaned. The lawn needs to be mowed. We have to work late. We're tired. There's a good show at the theater tonight, and all of a sudden we notice that we haven't called our sponsor, been to a meeting, spoken to a newcomer, or even talked to God in quite a while. What do we do at this point? Well, we either renew our commitment to our recovery or we continue being too busy to recover until something happens and our lives become unmanageable. Quite a choice. Our best bet is to put more of our energy into maintaining the foundation of recovery on which our lives are built. The that foundation makes everything else possible, and it will surely crumble if we get too busy with everything else. Just for today, I can't afford to be too busy to recover. I will do something today that sustains my recovery. Today, Emotions Anonymous, April 10th. Reflection for today. Secrets create a wall which keeps us lonely and isolated. They can also keep us from experiencing love. The more secrets I carried, the more shame I felt. The more shame I experienced, the more I wanted to close myself off from others. No longer do I have to alienate myself from others. There are people who are waiting and willing to listen to my secrets. They will not shame me. Instead, they will understand because they have dealt with their own shame. By sharing my secrets, I gain acceptance, belonging, and trust in my value as a person. Meditation for today. May I have the courage to share the secrets I have tried to keep buried in my subconscious, for I realize this will set me free. Today I will remember, by sharing my shame, I can join the human race. Strengthening my recovery, meditations for adult children of alcoholics, dysfunctional families. April 10th, emotional pain. Our experience reveals that there is value in emotional pain. With support and with gentleness, we can find our healthy pain and its healing release, just as we reclaimed our tears. BRB, Big Red Book, page 212. Recovery brought us many new realizations. We came to understand that to protect ourselves during childhood, we had to shut down. This didn't happen for just one event or one day. We had to put a clamp on ourselves for years. Our reactions to pain were normal under the circumstances. Just as our bodies protected us by recoiling from a hot stove, they protected us another way. When we received the maximum limit of emotional pain tolerable, our bodies distanced us from that pain. Healthy recoil. We were most likely unaware of this shutdown. Over the years, so many moments, hours, and days were lost, and eventually we lost ourselves. We may have even wondered, how does a normal person feel stuff? In recovery, as we begin to uncover the pain, we sometimes feel overcome with an undistinguishable number of emotions. We might think something is wrong or something bad is happening, but we are told by those we trust in ACA that getting in touch with our healthy pain is a good thing. Thank goodness we have our meetings. We sit together like children who have all escaped a fire. There is comfort in going through this together. We recover our pain by talking about it to others, a great way to heal. The affirmation reads, on this day, I embrace my healthy pain, remembering that I have a lot to release and process. I feel myself gradually becoming healed. Please like, share, subscribe, And most of all, be the you that you are created to be, one day at a time.